Welcome to my podcast, The Stories I Must Tell Before It's Too Late. Today's short story is Lock and Key. This story was published in Women's Era many years ago. I entered the compartment lugging my suitcase. The upper and lower berths on one side were already taken by a couple. The man with a shining bald was well past middle age, and the woman with a sensuous bearing was reasonably younger than the man. Their tired familiarity proclaimed loud and clear that they were husband and wife. The upper berth on the other side was occupied by another man of youthful charm. I stood at the entrance, wondering how to get my suitcase lodged under the bunk. The husband hunched on his knees and pushed around his own luggage in a manic gusto. There were two massive trunks and one handbag swaying on the brink of rupture. In addition to those, there were a couple of bags more resting on the bunk. The wife guarded them with a curious detachment. The third passenger, the man with youthful charm, seemed to be traveling light. He had a small briefcase against which he leaned calmly and watched everything in amusement. I decided to wait until the couple settled their stuff. It was too much to fit in a little space.
"Come on, give me a hand. Stop daydreaming,"
Yelled the man at his wife. The lady startled and immediately got into action. She pulled one trunk from under the bunk and the man shoved another in its place. But the new arrangement did not add any space. The whole action was repeated tirelessly few more times without any result. Finally, the handbag was jammed between the two trunks savagely. The space was too narrow for both of them to apply force, and it was the husband who took the charge. Once the job was done, the man looked at the array of trunks and bags with satisfaction.
"Now,
The man looked at his wife impatiently with his hand stretched out.
Now what?
The wife mumbled meekly. She appeared puzzled.
so many years have gone by. You are still an idiot. Give me the chain. I got to tie these up so that they are not stolen."
The man said in a huff. The lady remained motionless for a few moments. A flash of nervousness crossed her face.
"What is the matter? Give me the chains."
She opened one of the bags arranged on the bunk and tentatively pulled out a chain. The man snatched the chain from her hand angrily and started to tie the trunks and the handbag in a single loop. Once both ends of the chain were in his hands, he stared at his wife with a flustered look.
"Now what? Have you gone bonkers? Where are the lock and key?"
She remained silent, looking down at her feet.
"What the hell? Give me the bloody lock and the key."
I forgot to bring the lock.
A couple of seconds passed. The man cried.
"What?"
The confession landed like a bolt on the man. The wife nodded her head fearfully. A few moments of stunned silence followed. Then the lady said diffidently,
I thought you took it with you.
"Me? It was your duty. I told you 100 times that our luggage would be stolen without the damned lock. Now what the hell do I do?"
The man crashed onto the berth, slapping his forehead in frustration. The lady watched the surrounding from the corner of her eyes. She seemed to conjure up some courage and spoke in a hushed, reassuring tone.
Look, these trunks are heavy enough. Nobody will be able to take them away without noise. In any case, each trunk is locked.
The man glared at her.
"Just shut up."
I have a lock and key. You can use them. It was a young man with youthful charm on the upper berth. The husband turned with a squint.
"Your locks?"
Yes, I don't need them. The man on the upper berth suppressed an obvious laughter. They stared at each other for a long moment without any word.
"Okay, give me 10. But where are you going?"
The almost young man started to laugh now. He stretched out the ticket.
Here is my ticket. And I'm weak enough to take your trunks away. See?
The husband inspected the ticket.
So you are going beyond our destination, eh? Okay, fine. I shall use your lock and key then. But the key must remain with me.
The man with youthful charm replied in good humor.
Sure, it's all yours.
The husband took the lock and key. Securing the chain against the iron bar, he rose to his feet and stretched his back in relief. Then turning towards his wife, he spoke spitefully.
I hate this forgetting of yours. It should never repeat. Whenever we travel in train, the lock and key are your duty. Understand? This must be the last time. Things are valuable.
The wife nodded in supplication. I moved in with my luggage. There was enough space for my suitcase under the other bunk. Once settled, I lay down with an air pillow under my head. I was tired. I desperately needed sleep. The young man with youthful charm had gone to sleep too. The lights were turning off. The husband had his dinner from a tiffin box served by his wife. The wife did not eat much.
Where is the pickle?
Scowled the man.
I didn't bring.
Said the wife.
Even after 10 years, you forget things. First the lock, and now the pickle. Hopeless.
Sorry.
Sorry will not make my dinner good.
I thought I heard a muffled laughter from above my bunk. The man on upper berth was not asleep, it looked like. I pulled a bed sheet over my head. The light from the corridor was flashing on my eyes. The husband finished his dinner and was preparing to sleep. The wife laid out a clean bed sheet on the lower berth and set a nice pillow. The man changed his outfit to a pajama right before everyone and sat on the bunk. Suddenly he spoke in a loud voice.
I am going to keep watching my luggage throughout the night. I shall sleep, but my hands will stay alert. This chain will be in my hand. The slightest pull on this chain will wake me up.
He fell down on the bunk and in a few minutes he began to snore. But he held the chain in his hand indeed, and I remained awake for half an hour more and saw that he actually touched the trunk regularly to ensure that they were not stolen. Finally I slept. I don't know how many hours had passed, but a murmur cracked my slumber and the haze faded. I remained still but could hear the dialogues.
Be careful.
I am.
Don't make noise.
Why?
He may wake up.
He never wakes up before 6 in the morning.
Even if the trunks are being stolen.
Shut up. Have some pity on that old fool.
Pity. He married those trunks and handbags.
Let's go. The train is slowing down.
I removed the bed sheet and peered. Eventually, my stare fell right on the eyes of the man with youthful charm. Silence reigned for a long moment.
Are you running away?
I said, looking at the woman.
Yes.
The train was slowing down. The man with youthful charm looked edgy. The old man stirred. The train trundled into some nameless alien station in the middle of the night. I was staring at the woman.
He has all his trunks chained in lock and key.
I smiled silently and pulled the bedsheet over my head.